What is up, y'all? It's your girl Brand New, and I'm back in the building. I wanted to briefly discuss Monique coming in with some receipts. Remember that Will Packer has spoke about how difficult she was to work with on the set of Almost Christmas. Also, Roland Martin made comments about that as well. So let's check out what Monique is saying, and then I will come back and speak on how I feel about the situation.
Hey ladies, be unapologetic about defending yourself. Here lately, the word is how difficult and how rudely I treat people. Will Packer, John Merritt, Roland Martin, oh, and let's not forget Gary Owens, is speaking about my character and that I'm rude and nasty to people. Now, Will Packer said on the set of Almost Christmas, I was so nasty and mean to his hourly employees. Careful not to say the cast because he knew that was a lie. But with the hourly employees, back then we interviewed them because we knew that William Packer would try to pull this. So I want you to be brave enough to swipe left. It's 3 interviews thus far because we actually have 20 of the background professionals with the EPKs, with the sound, lighting, with all of them, so they can tell you how my character and behavior was on that set. When you see the proof, then what do? They keep coming with rumors, we keep coming with receipts.
What's your experience working with Monique?
Man, Monique is like probably the most humblest person I've probably ever met. Just a joy, everything, brings light in the room, shakes everyone's hands as soon as she walks in, no matter what. It's just a really joy and an honor to be working with her and to be in her presence. I love Monique so much, and respect her art.
In a few words, she's a person you always look forward to seeing what you're going to say.
Definitely.
Because her energy is very, very, very...
Greatest person I've ever met so far. Always hugging everybody, always making people laugh. She worked with my idol, Bernie Mac, and she told me so much about him. And it's just a great experience working with her, on and off camera. That's my truth.
Thank you.
All right, you guys. So that is pretty much how that ended. As you can see, those people had nothing but good things to say about Monique. And I really, I knew that this was going to happen with the whole Netflix thing. I knew that people would begin to, and especially after Roland Martin spoke out on, what he was saying as well, I knew that Hollywood and a lot of black men and women, a lot of people were going to make things into a Monique is difficult. And like I said, you guys, I don't know. I'm not there, but I don't think it's just she's difficult. I believe she has told a lot of people no, and a lot of people, they don't want to hear that because they feel like, well, shit, I'm famous. I got all this money. How dare she tell me no? I do feel and believe a lot of that is true. Her husband, I don't know much about him, but I did question if he should be her manager. I will always question if that's good, not just because of Monique, but I've never really seen that work out for a lot of people. So, that's another situation. But yeah, as you can see and tell, those people had nothing but good things to say about Monique. And you have people like Gary Owen that's cool with Will Packer. And, he's trying to come onto the scene. Well, that's my friend and he's so great. And Monique needs to check herself. And, and it's just like, it's one thing to take up for your friend, but it's another thing to tell somebody about their experience and about how they feel. And, so I get people want to take up for their friend, but I also felt like Gary Owen, he should have just stayed out of it. I've heard good and bad things about Roland Martin. I've heard the people that have came out and have spoken out about Monique, I've heard good and bad things about them as well, So yes, I do feel like people are on this train of, well, Monique is difficult. She's the angry, bitter black woman. How dare she ask for more money from Netflix? You know, there's something wrong with her. You know, I stated that already, that people will do that. That's what people do when you make noise and you're a black woman. We are the lowest on the totem pole when it comes to respect, when it comes to money. It's just shut up and be quiet and be grateful and work your way up, and you know, it's that type of energy. And that's not just in Hollywood, that's in life, period. Everybody wants us to just shut up and be quiet and take the scraps that we are given, and that's not right. And I don't feel like Monique should have to do that. Like I said before, I strongly encourage her to become more of an entrepreneur, because as an entrepreneur, you could tell yourself yes when other people like Netflix and other companies, they may say no. They may not see your value, so you have to put that value back in yourself. There was also comments from Jackée Harry, and I really disagreed with what she said. She tried to say something like, well, Monique should have just took the $500,000, and you know, and I really like Jackée, but I was disappointed because she was just coming off like, oh, well, just take the money and just try to get more money. And it's the fact that they didn't even offer her nothing in the millions. They didn't offer Monique nothing in the millions. That's what made it so obvious that this is a racial and gender bias issue. And a lot of people are saying, well, Monique's not popular right now, and Monique is this, and you know, that's subjective. That how you feel about Monique is how you feel. A lot of people do love her, you know, and a lot of people don't care about her winning the Oscar. I understand that, but you cannot take her accolades from her. She has accomplished a lot in the comedy world and in the movie world. You know what I'm saying? So you can't take that from her. And, yeah, I didn't really like what Jackée Harry said. Well, she should just take in the men. They always get the most. You know, that's just how it is. And when you have that mind state of, well, this is just how it is, you are not going to help enforce change, because you have this settling factor when it comes to yourself, you know. And Jackée Harry is completely different because, you know, she's not really, she's just happy to be working. Let's be honest. Back in Hollywood, you know, she's on the Payne show. And you guys, even though Jackée Harry said what she said, I still like her. You know, I still think she's very funny. From 227 and Sister, of course, you know, I've enjoyed her work, but I didn't really like her whole attitude and stance of, well, Monique should have just accepted what they gave her and just I just don't like that type of talk, especially from another black woman. But like I said, she's a different type of black woman. She doesn't have the accolades that Monique has, so she's not going to make a lot of noise and speak out in a powerful manner about the situation, because the situation doesn't really apply to her. You know, she's happy with the little jobs that she gets, you know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things. But yeah, I thought it was important, you guys, to come back on here to discuss the situation, how, you know, people are really going out of their way to make Monique look bad. And you also have a lot of YouTubers that I will go on their page and they'll be like, oh, well, aren't you guys sick of discussing this Monique situation? No, because it's actually very interesting to get the opinions of others and to see how everybody weighs in on this Netflix situation, and then how this applies to real life. You know, people will sit up here and review a lame ass show like Love and Hip Hop, and the only Love and Hip Hop that's not lame is ATL, but the rest of the shit is just like horrible now. For real, you guys, I can't even watch the shit and get into it or watch a review on it. It's just so lame and put together. But people will review those shows over and over again, and they are given nothing but garbage. But when it comes to this Monique and Netflix situation, where we are talking about racial bias, gender bias, we are talking about, these real life issues that we face every day outside of Monique. And it has created this big discussion. Nobody wants to keep talking about that, but we will talk about the bullshit that's on Love and Hip Hop. We got time for the bullshit, and the show is fake as hell, so I question a lot of those people. It's just like, why wouldn't you want to keep talking about something that's so important? And I understand a lot of people are tired of Monique. They're just like, oh, I'm just sick of her. She needs to go away, accept what she's given. And it's just like, it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why is this woman making you so upset? And if you don't like her, then don't fucking talk about her. You know what I'm saying? If you're truly sick of something, then stop listening to it and stop bringing it up. They will bring it up a little bit, and then they'll say, oh, I'm just sick of it. And she's just whining, and she's falling out with all these people. And, it's always more than one side to a story. Okay? So that's pretty much, you guys, what I have to say about that. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It is your girl, Brand New, and I'm out.